team that you picked to get to the Super Bowl.
Uh-oh.
The San Francisco 49ers lose in Chicago. It was a monsoon there. Justin Fields was, what do they call that? Slip and slide?
Slip and slide. Yeah.
That was a great slip and slide at the end of the game.
Didn't you ever did slip and slide?
Oh, I loved it.
Right? It was the best. I mean, it's amazing.
Sometimes it would knock the wind out of you.
Yeah, because
right?
you go too hard and
Yeah.
dive on your stomach or whatever. And you'd be like,
I can't breathe.
as you're going down a hill, right?
Yeah, your parents are like, you having fun? Be like, no, I think I'm dying.
I'm good, Mom.
Justin Fields looked like he was having fun. I mean, it wasn't really fun to be a quarterback.
It sucks to be a quarterback.
Justin Fields had a quarterback rating of 2.8 in the first half, but it was 145.8 in the second half. He turned it around. Bears won 19-10 here.
There it is. Look at that.
There it is. Yeah, here's the picture if you're watching on Peacock or
That's
YouTube.
awesome.
Oh, that looks like so much fun.
It is fun.
Upset win.
It's fun in Little League football. It's even fun to a degree in high school football. It's not fun once you get to college or the NFL and your life depends on it, and passing the football is a real part of your game.
Playing in the rain.
Playing
yes,
in the rain.
Exactly.
It's fun.
It was terrible.
Everybody else might be having fun out there, but the quarterback's literally every play in a normal game is stressed out. But
yes.
in a game like that, you're, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to throw the ball? Oh my gosh, am I going to be able to get the snap from the center? It just adds to the stress of the day there. But overall, I thought the Bears kind of handled it pretty well.
Yeah, it's why I'm a little reluctant to go hard on Trey Lance. We'll get to him in a second.
Yeah.
We'll get to him in a second.
Yeah.
But let's just go Justin Fields first.
Let's do it.
Because they won this game. And he made a couple big plays. He didn't look great. It was hard to look great in those conditions. But when they needed a big play, there were two quarterbacks in the game. One quarterback made those plays, and it was Justin Fields.
100%. The one thing, we talked about the Bears a little bit in the preseason. The Bears, even though are not overly talented, are well coached. That has jumped out to me. Even just watching preseason football, the plays, the way they were coached, the certain plays they called against certain coverages where that's the right play. That's the way how you attack that. Defensively, Eberflus, it's a defense that, in years past, sometimes I go, I wish they would do a little more and be a little more creative or do something crazy. But they're always sound. They make you earn it. You're not, there's very rarely you're going to get people that just pop wide open against their team in general. And then when you add a guy like Justin Fields and, the way I played yesterday, Justin Fields just continues to impress me. He really does. He's, I look at him and just go, man, he's got a calmness about him and a self-confidence about him that I do think kind of permeates throughout the rest of the football team. And his plays were the difference in the game. They were. Them down 10-0, really being able to do nothing. And, I knew he threw the interception early on in the football game, and that was a bad mistake. But he was under tremendous pressure in the first half of the football game. Every time we were watching, it was like he was dropping back, and the 49ers were like, let's have a party at Justin Fields. I'll meet you there in a minute. And it was like, but those elements, for the most part, taking care of the ball, playing tough, and then just waited for his moment, and then gets out of the pocket and makes an unbelievable play, an unbelievable escape, throws the ball safely to Pettis, who gets payback on the 49ers a little bit, and the game was never the same after that. The total momentum swing, and the Bears defense, I think, got a good feel for how the 49ers were attacking them, and the 49ers couldn't get much going on that side of the ball.
Yeah, both those touchdowns for Justin Fields on 3rd down. 3rd and 9 with the scramble to Pettis, and then St. Brown, 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2 play was very impressive, and let me just say this why I liked it so much. It was I want to go back and make sure. I believe it was like a Seattle beater, right? On that play, I'm pretty sure the 49ers were playing Seattle 3. But he did a great job, and anybody that watch what he did. He really did a great job of kind of looking to his right and making the coverage go with a few underneath guys, knowing he had St. Brown coming over the top across from the left side. So he kind of looked everybody off and then went, okay, I got them to move. Boom, put it in a nice spot and threw a very nice ball. And again, shows great control of the football, which I didn't see at Ohio State at all the time. Listen, I'm not the only guy that was going, oh, no, I don't know if he can control and throw a ball consistently well all the time. This was a real concern for a lot of people, and it doesn't happen anymore. He seems to always control the ball really well.
With about 10 minutes left, Trey Lance had a chance to bring the 49ers back. He was picked off by Eddie Jackson, who was just reading his eyes on a third and 5.
Real problem for him.
Durbo Bakhter.
Yeah.
Biobacter.
I don't think you read that right. You need to practice that one. I'm disappointed in you.
Biobacter.
Derbiobacter?
Pete, what would you say? Derbiobacter.
That's a different one. I don't know that.
Hey, tweet us back. Just be like, how do you say your name?
Yeah.
Or is that even your name?
Biobacter.
Biobacter. He wants to know, Trey Lance will not make the leap this season. Oh, he doesn't want to know that. He's saying that. He says he will not make the jump this season. The 49ers are in a Super Bowl window now, cannot afford to lose games against teams like the Bears because they have a trainee at quarterback. Shanahan should react sooner rather than later. Do you agree?
I do agree with him. Now, I'm not going to say – you said it right before we got into this game. Let's not overjudge it. It was a fucking monsoon, okay? And he's still young and raw. But to the point of okay? Durs makes some good points, and they are a Super Bowl football team. Look at you. Got you giggling now. They are a Super Bowl football team. And to do justice to your organization, your fan base, and more importantly to your football team, the guys in the locker room, you got to play the best players. And I think there's guys, I've heard through the grapevine, there's guys in that locker room that go, Jimmy G's the best player. I mean, I know.
He's proven it. I mean, how would you say differently right now?
I know. And I don't want to call people out here, but I've heard from people that I know around the NFL that go, yeah, there's some prominent people in the 49ers locker room that go, Jimmy Garoppolo's better. Okay? So that's a real thing.
On the offensive side?
Well, maybe, but I'm not silly. Okay? So, but either way, yes, I think that the leash has to be short. I don't think we can wait till Game 6 and the 49ers be 2-4 and be like, now let's do it. It might have to be Week 3. I mean, again, if it doesn't look good against Seattle this week, and we know the 49ers are a more talented team than Seattle, and if it doesn't look good, and they lose, I think there's going to be some serious thought. If it doesn't look good and they win, it might buy them another week. But I think another week. I don't think it's going to be a lot. I don't, because I think they're too good, and I think the concern is real, and I think they've told us that. And the fact that Jimmy G is back and that they couldn't trade him, and the way Trey Lance looked in the preseason, I feel like they realize this. And this is just me talking. I haven't talked to Kyle Shanahan about this for 1 second. But, yeah, it's concerning. And the interception itself is a concern. He has a problem with this. He stares down receivers. He does all the time in the preseason. He gets away with it in the preseason because there's a lot of vanilla coverages, and sometimes it's their first team playing the second and third teamers. Well, Eddie Jackson's like, no, I know where to go, and I got a good feel, and I got great instincts, and I'm Eddie fucking Jackson, and I make $12 million a year, $10 million a year, and you're not going to just stare him down. And coach told me to go to this spot. I'm going to kind of play the way I want to play it. So that was disappointing. They left some points and some plays on the field early in the game to really control the football game. He misses, I believe, Dwelly, right, on a wide open, would have been a touchdown pass, or maybe down to the, inside the 10. Deebo Samuel fumbled inside the red zone, right, on the first drive of the football game as they drove down. So the 49ers had a chance to really put the Bears in an uncomfortable spot, and didn't do it. And as we see, when that happens in the NFL, you let a team hang around. Yeah, every team's got a guy that can go, oh, shit, he did some crazy shit. And the Bears got Justin Fields, and he did that and helped them win the football game.
I threw it on Twitter because I'm still followed by a lot of 49ers. San Francisco 49er fans.
Right.
I threw out a poll. I was like, how many starts does Jimmy Garoppolo get this season? Right. And I went over under 9.5.
And what did we get?
So it was overwhelmingly under 9.5. It was 75% of the people thought that. And I was like, I don't see any way. Unless Trey Lance takes a huge leap here over the next couple of weeks. Yeah. Well, for the reasons that you mentioned.
Yeah.
I mean, the part of the calculus for making the trade and getting the rookie quarterback is that rookie contract, because you got to get Nick Bosa and George Kittle extensions and Deebo Samuel, and you got to keep all those guys around. So long term, you got to have a rookie contract at quarterback. But for this year, you fit Jimmy G in. He took a pay cut. He's on the roster.
I know.
And they have a Super Bowl winning team. Yeah. Same things that you said there.
No, I think there's a part of that fan base out there that's, they want this to happen. They want to make it happen.
Yes.
And I understand that. There's a saying in the NFL about Trey Lance that a lot of people say. All right, and there's a few of my friends in the league and whatever. Trey Lance is a year away from being a year away. They were saying that last year. They had seen people who saw him in the preseason, saw him at training camp. He's a year away from being a year away, right? But the pressure of the situation, the optics of the situation, I think have put, pressure on Shanahan, the 49ers organization, and all that. And here's my last thing I'll say about this, because, again, I don't think the 49ers are going anywhere. And let me also say this. If you ask the elements and who it hurt yesterday, see, when the game started, I was like, oh, this might be good. It might force the 49ers to kind of just run the ball and play safe, and now Trey Lance won't have to do too much. This would be a good thing. But as the game went on, I went, nah, I'm wrong about that. The 49ers are the more talented, explosive football team, and that was taken away from them in those elements. Deebo Samuel, a few of those runs, I go, if that was a dry, fast track right there, he might split those two guys and score, right? There was a few plays like that. And they were hurt more by the elements than the Chicago Bears. Last thing, too, is Trey Lance still takes way too many hits. Way too many. People get full-fledged every bit of him when he runs the football. Justin Fields, you don't see that happen with. I mean, Justin Fields has a great feel of getting down. Oh, I'm about to get crushed. Let me just, I got out of the way, and he hit my shoulder just barely, and I said it was going down. Trey Lance gets, boom, boom, boom. I mean, every time he carries the ball. And that, to me, goes back into he's not a natural quarterback. He's still working through some of that stuff, and that concerns me, and that's one reason it's good they got Jimmy G there, too.
49.
Thanks for watching, homies. Hit subscribe to see all my Unbuttoned videos. You get to see me, Ahmed Fareed, all the big player breakdowns, game breakdowns, player interviews, and my film analysis. So please subscribe. Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Peace out.